Hello, everybody. For those who do not know me, my name is Chibi, and I just wanted to go ahead and start this off by saying that this is going to be a talking head video. So, if you want, I'm just going to have B-roll playing in the background, maybe some light gameplay footage, but mostly it's just going to be a talking head video, so you can put this in the background and not really have to think about anything and just listen to me yap. Because there is a big problem that has been discussed in the community that should be addressed somewhat. I'm not going to say I speak for the entire community. I'm just going to be giving my own personal opinion and takes regarding the actual issue at hand. And if you guys agree with me, that's awesome. If not, that's fine. We're all entitled to our own opinion. I just hope that the devs or publishers at A+ see this and take something from it. Because to be honest with you, it's been a hot point of contention, and I just want to get some things off my chest. The issue that I'm currently speaking about is time gating, specifically for the main story questline. The good with this is that it's community focused. From what I've seen and garnered, you can experience the story together at a pace with the community that feels organic. It feels like an anime episode releasing every week, although some quests are actually super short for the MSQ, and it feels like that there should be more substance. But that's to be determined with the future questlines. As of recording for this, we're currently day 6 from launch. Another thing that I do want to bring up is that it also gives us breathing room to go into other things, because surprisingly, in Blue Protocol Star Residence, just like in some other amazing MMOs, there are other things to do. And this is at launch, such as world bosses, dungeons, life skills, side quests, mob farming, and even the gacha, which is really weird to bring up, but it does tie into the social aspect, which is a whole other piece of content to dive into. That's photo mode, roleplay if you're into that. Outside of that, events, housing, daily activities, the tower, event bosses, with more to come, because that's not even mentioning the raids that we're getting or the rest of the dungeons. Again, we don't have the rest of the dungeons because this is day 5 or 6. I don't really remember. But I digress. Level is also capped here, which is a positive point due to the fact that more than likely you're playing with friends and you're experiencing the game with them, as any amazing MMO should be. So you're leveling up together, you're questing together. Having the story to be gated so you're experiencing that together, or that you can wait for your friends to get online because, you know, you're waiting for the quest line to unlock in the first place, that gives them time to join you, and then you guys experience and talk about it together, which is awesome. Not a lot of games do that, and I love that. Some people only have a couple of hours to play, so having gated content really helps the community, or the casual community, feel like that they're a part of something that they want to experience with their friends. It also gives the devs time to cook, so people don't just blow all their time on content and then in 300 hours come back screaming that there's nothing to do. This sets a pace for them to work out server issues, such as bugs and exploits, or server load. It also gives us something to look forward to for the next day. With all of that said, and I'm sure I haven't touched on a lot of other positives, I do want to go into the bad, which the biggest thing here is waiting just sucks. No matter how you put it, the biggest point is waiting. The majority of people do not have the patience and want to just blast through the story like it's nothing. I've met people who just spam the escape key just to get into fights because they don't care about story and they just want to have action. And that's okay. Everyone has their own preferences and everybody's entitled to their own wrong opinion. But at the end of the day, waiting sucks. You never know if you have tomorrow, so there's that. Another point to make there is that it's not just some people that don't care about story. Some people just want to rush and get to the end game as quick as possible, or grind out, because to them the gameplay is the grind itself, to get to end game level, to do the raid day one, or to learn mechanics, or this, that, or the other, which is fine. Min-maxing is something a lot of people are passionate about. I myself am also passionate about it, but at the same time, there was a lot of work done on writing, and I feel like it's owed to pay attention to that and then, yay or nay it if it's good or bad. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. You have that choice. Another point for the bad take on this is that it can feel like we're being drip-fed. And coming from Destiny 2, where it's nothing but drip-fed content, it sucks. Having to just sit there idle with nothing else to do but grind the mind-numbing content over and over and over, hoping that something new and exciting comes along, is agonizing. I do not wish that on my worst enemy. I do not wish that on anybody else. That whole model has to change. It is horrible. Thankfully, though, it's not that bad here. My personal opinion on time-gated MSQ, so far with it, playing since day one and having done so much in the game already, it seems like, well, before I get into that, I feel indifferent. I'm leaning positive, but I feel fully just indifferent. If it wasn't there, I could come up with a million reasons as to why that's a good thing, but with how they do time gating, I feel like that I can talk about it positively and not have it to be a pain point when recommending the game to friends. The also really good thing that I should have added prior is that it seems that it's server-sided only, which is huge for those who just don't have the time to play that day and can come back and experience a longer story and not have to hit a wall and wait. Also, with it being time-gated, I haven't gotten through everything that I could do in a day, playing over 20 hours every single day. There's a lot. There's so much here, and it's amazing. I want to talk about everything that you can do and how it just feels like it's an MMO with some splash of gacha elements in a later video when I get around to it. But honestly, really and truly, I am happy. The game feels like an MMO that I've waited for years now, and the time gating for it feels like a welcome change. Hopefully that NA launch does not have a bad opinion on it when they get to try it. Hopefully the devs don't change anything, but that's to be seen, to be determined. But so far, so good. I'm enjoying the hell out of it right now. Cannot wait for the beta test, which is the signups are in a couple days. I cannot wait for NA to actually get their hands on it and, experience it and just talk about it, because it's going to be super awesome to see everybody else's takes on this. But so far, with what I've seen with other content creators, it's been positive all around. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there to say, I like it, or I'm indifferent towards it, leaning positively into it, and that, they did something right here. It's not all doom and gloom. I promise you, it is not all doom and gloom. There is a lot to do. Something else that I just wanted to briefly bring up before going into the ending for this is that in gacha games that we normally play, such as Genshin, which I've seen mentioned many a time, or WoA, or anything. HSR is another one of them. They have an energy system tied to them, which means you can only play for about 10 to 15 minutes or 30, depending on how much energy you have to spend, with no way to get more. This is not that. This is a full-blown MMO. There is so much to do. You will not run through it, I promise you. And I cannot tell you how much of a breath of fresh air that is, especially for me, given I've tried everything on the market that I can, put my hands on, and I've been waiting for something like this for a long time, with the aesthetic, with it actually being an MMO and having social aspects and not being able to dictate your playtime, having actual like dungeons to run, gear to grind. This is all stuff that I should be getting into within a whole other video, but honestly, really and truly, there's a lot, and I can't wait. Hopefully everybody likes it. Hopefully it's going to be a good launch. It really is just going to depend on, when we get there, and I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping that's going to be relatively soon. So thank you everybody for, taking the time to listen to me yap. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoy BPSR when it does release, and yeah. Have a good night. Have a good day. I will see you guys in another video. Bye-bye.